What's going on your shirt there?
Yo, honestly, I think it's just two dinosaurs and they got some food in it.
But you know what? I feel like out of all the people, you deserve the hype because you've reached 1 billion streams on Spotify. Like, that is crazy. How are you feeling about that?
Honestly, I don't even know how to feel because it doesn't even seem real to me. It just
Yeah.
it's so surreal. Like I'm like 1 billion. I don't even know how to like put that in like measure or if that even makes sense.
It's like this much streams.
Yeah, like what does that even mean? Like it's yeah, but honestly, I mean, I feel great. I'm just ready to keep going. Honestly, I have so much music that I'm ready to put out. I'm ready to make that 2 billion mark.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. So did you do anything to celebrate like when you heard the news?
Honestly, it was kind of just like, yo, cool, we hit 1 billion. I didn't even celebrate. It wasn't even like, yeah. I mean, I was excited, and everyone we were like hyped, but yeah, I didn't really celebrate.
Oh my gosh, dude, you totally need to celebrate. Buy some more shirts with dinosaurs on it to celebrate or
I
something.
think I should. Honestly, good excuse. I'm gonna go shopping.
Yeah, I think you should. And I know you mentioned that you have a lot of new music coming out, but I kind of want to, before we get into that, talk about like how you got into this because I know early on in your career, you would post a lot of videos on Instagram of you just singing like original music or also doing covers. So, how much of that was, for the love of music and you wanted to show everybody like what you're made of, and how much of it was like testing the waters to see how people were kind of receiving your content?
It was pretty much I was really posting those videos for my friends. I wanted my friends to see those videos, um, because no one knew that I was singing. No one knew I was writing my own songs, and yeah, I was pretty much testing the waters. I was like, okay, let me see, what my friends think, and by just doing that, I started to gain a fan base from that, and I never expected that to happen. A lot of good feedback, and I was like, oh man, okay, that felt good. I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yeah, no, good for you for believing in yourself because to even get to that first point, you really have to push yourself and be like, okay, I'm confident in
Yeah,
myself. I know I can do it. And then you just got to do it.
yeah,
And like, I
yeah.
know that as your career is progressing in that way, you were also like, involved in that whole like YouTube life. You were working with Jake Paul at one point. Do you think your experience working in that YouTube video space, it kind of made you realize that, okay, like this isn't meant for me. So I really want to pursue music full time?
Yeah, well, initially I was always an artist, always a musician first. And when I came out to LA, and I was part of that crew, the YouTube thing, and that's what made me realize, like, okay, this isn't where I should be going. I'm like, this is not the right path for me.
Mhm.
Like, I need to, if I do these videos, I will be known as an influencer, social media influencer. And I was like, okay, I don't want to be known as that. I want to be known as an artist, and I want people to take me seriously for my music that I've always been doing since I was a kid. I don't want them to see me as like this kid that makes funny videos. So once I realized that, I was like, okay, met my manager, and then that's kind of when things moved forward from that. But I always was an artist first, always a musician first, and but that was kind of a good opportunity for me to kind of build my fan base even more.
I know your latest single is out. It's called Stop. And I really like the song because it's a song that you can groove to. It's really funky. It feels a little bit old
Yeah.
school. And I know that it's supposed to be like somewhat of a continuation from Cameras On, which you released last month. So can you go into how it is a continuation and what like the full story between the two songs really are?
So with Cameras On, that actually talks about my situation when I was in that group,
Mhm.
and and that just basically says like whenever the cameras were on, everyone acted different. It wasn't the same, and then as soon as the cameras were off, everyone went their separate ways, and no one was really friends. But when the cameras were on, everyone was friends, and for me, that was a weird dynamic because I've never experienced something like that in my life until I went out to LA, and it just seemed not real, and like it just didn't seem real. And basically, the only thing that kept me sane and that kept me going was my family, my friends, my music, and that's kind of what Never With You is meaning for that. But with Stop is a continuation because it's basically saying like, yeah, you know what, I went through all this, but I'm not gonna stop. Like, you have your ups and downs always, but
Yeah.
that just because of that doesn't mean I'm going to stop.
Another thing I'm super excited about is your debut album, Skyview.
Mhm.
So, how are you feeling about that? Like, what are all of the emotions that are involved with releasing a debut album? Are there, I mean, I'm sure excitement is one of them, but are there nerves,
Yes.
pressure maybe?
I'm not even nervous anymore. Like this album was supposed to come out like I think almost a year ago now.
Mhm.
But at this point, it's just like I'm just pumped. I'm so excited. Like it's just the anticipation of just like, when's it coming?
Yeah. What got you over that bridge of nerves? Was it more so like because you've been wanting to release it for so long, or was it something completely different?
I just think I'm so confident. Honestly, I'm very confident in the music and the songs and the story of the project and the album, everything. I'm just like I have no worries. I'm just excited for it to be out. I'm excited for my fans to hear it and to hear this new sound, this new project, and yeah.
Was there like a pressure on yourself to kind of get Skyview right and perfect? Because you kind of, I guess, already know what your fans gravitate towards, like sound wise,
Mhm.
or were you just like,
Yeah.
nah, screw it, like I'm going in a completely different direction?
No, it's not. It's not completely different direction. It's definitely all like. It definitely has like a specific. It's like it all world. I'm trying to figure out how to say it, but it all fits in one world. Um, which I don't even know how to explain other than just you got to hear the album.
Yeah, is there like I know that you are a big fan of hip hop, but your music tends to be more pop. Is there going to be somewhat of like a cross collaboration in the album?
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Especially because Mike Dean is executive producing my album, and he does producers like Kanye and Travis, and he does a lot of hip hop stuff. So it's a really cool balance between you have me and then you have Mike Dean, and it's just like this cool like pop hip hop like production. It's really cool.